I say all this to encourage you that, like, not every date is going to go as planned, and not every relationship or outing is going to go as planned. And so if there's something that's no longer or not aligned or maybe not a good fit, as soon as you know that, out of respect to that other person, I think it's always good to just be upfront and be completely transparent. Yeah, that sucks for the girl that went on the date, but at the end of the day, that's going to save her time. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Report. Thank you for tuning in. In this episode, we are going to talk about why good things happen when you are intentional about how you spend your time. I think when I was younger, I tended to spend a lot of time wasting time because I just didn't know any better. But as I get older and experience more and grow, I learned that I need to be strategic with not only who I spend my time with, but what activities I choose to do throughout the day and throughout the week. And ultimately, that's what leads us to success, because at the end of the day, we could all die tomorrow, and time is our most valuable asset on this planet. So I am going to tell you a story about, it's actually a dating story. And this dating story led to a couple good things happening. So this is earlier this year. I am single. I'm on a dating app, and I went on a date. This is probably May of this year. I'm a Padres season ticket holder, the San Diego Padres. They play here in San Diego. And I think it was a Friday night, and I planned a date with this female. And we met for a pregame drink at the Portside Pier, which is here in San Diego. And first date, show up, no expectations, but I always vet these girls out before I actually go on a date with them, because I just want to make sure they check out and they are who they say they are. So I typically check out their social media, and if that checks out, then I'm good, or I might hop on like a quick FaceTime. But that said, meet the female, and she just, like, right off the bat, my first impression was like she just like wasn't well put together. Like, she just didn't look like she put in any effort on this date. Kind of dressed like a bum, for lack of better terms. And I just wasn't really feeling it from the jump. But anyhow, go upstairs, sit down, have a drink, start getting into a conversation with her, and the conversation is like super, super boring, super dry. And I quickly realized, like, then and there, I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to go spend the rest of the evening at a baseball game with this female. So what do? I decide to obviously finish the drink. We ended up hanging out for like 45 minutes, close out with the server. And I didn't do it in the restaurant, but actually walked out. And once we got outside of the restaurant, we're supposed to go to the game. She thinks we're going to the game. And I just pulled her aside and said, I said, hey, look, I think her name was Jessica. I said, Jessica, look, I had a good time and I appreciate you coming down, but I don't think that we should go to the game together. What are the chances that I could call you a ride home or walk you to your car? And she was a little bit thrown back, and she was like, hey, like, may I ask you why? And I said, I had a good time and I enjoyed our conversation. However, I just don't feel a connection with you. And because our time is limited and I don't want to waste your time, I just thought I'd be upfront, and I don't think that we should go to the game. And she was a little bit thrown back, but at the end of the day, she was, appreciative of it, and ended up calling her a ride. Learning to become a successful real estate investor can take a lot of time and dedication, which some people just don't have. If you're one of these individuals, this doesn't mean you can't invest in real estate. My company, Summers Capital, is buying a bunch of boutique hotels right now, and you can invest with us in these deals without having to do any of the work. Our team sources the deals, we secure the lending, we take care of all the renovations, and we even handle all the day-to-day operations with our in-house management company, making it truly hands-off and passive for our investors. If you want to learn more to see if we can help you, go to summerscapital.com/invest to book a call with our team. Again, that's summerscapital.com/invest. Now back to the show. And it was kind of an awkward 4 minutes waiting for the Uber, but gave her a hug, got her in the car, and that was it. And so now I got this game that's starting in 30 minutes. It's a Friday night, and I'm thinking, okay, I can either go to the game by myself, I cannot go to the game. So I ended up deciding to call one of my female friends. And this female friend actually works with me now. Her name is Andrea. And I called her up and I said, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to come to the game with me? It starts in 30 minutes. And she was like, cool, give me 30 minutes. I'll be right there. So she ended up coming out. We go to the game together Friday night, have a good time, connected, caught up, and it turns out she is now working with me. She was actually looking for another opportunity, and we actually happened to have another opportunity to bring on another team member as we continue to grow. And so fast forward, she ended up coming out, and now she's working with the team. She's been with us since July of this past year, and she's been one of the good additions to our team thus far, and it's just been a great fit. And so I say all this to encourage you that, like, not every date is going to go as planned, and not every relationship or outing is going to go as planned. And so if there's something that's no longer or not aligned or maybe not a good fit, as soon as you know that, out of respect to that other person, I think it's always good to just be upfront and be completely transparent. Yeah, that sucks for the girl that went on the date, but at the end of the day, that's going to save her time. Hey guys, real quick, I hope that you're finding value in this show. If you could do me a huge favor and drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or whichever platform you're listening on, it would mean the world to me. Also, if you know of anyone that would potentially benefit from this podcast, feel free to share it with them so we can help more people build wealth through real estate investing. Now back to the show. So fast forward another 4 months, I'm on another date. Same thing. This is like September now. Padres game, meet up for a pregame drink. And I'm like, holy cow, I cannot go to the Padres game with this female. I am not feeling it. And, at the end of the day, like, there's girls that are not feeling me. They're not into me. And I think it's cool when they're just like completely upfront, because it saves me time as well. What I'm not okay with is when someone goes on a date with someone and they act like they're into it and they act like they're interested in more, but then they're not transparent about it, and they end up maybe just ghosting or just falling off because they don't want to have that conversation. So second time this is happening. This is 4 months after the first time around, and I'm like, hey, I'm not feeling it. This time, I walk her out, same exact thing. I said, hey, thank you for coming down. I just don't think that we should go to the game tonight. What are the chances I could walk you to your car? And so I ended up walking to her car, and she was actually on the way to the car. She was like, hey, you know what? I actually really respect that you were transparent, and I would love to be friends with you moving forward. Because we actually had a decent conversation. There was no physical connection there, or romantic connection, if you would. And to this day, this person and I are actually still acquaintances, and we're kosher, and we follow each other on social media. But that date led to another team member coming on and working on our team. Her name is Alex. Same thing happened. Walked this girl to her car, said goodbye. Called up my friend Alex. I think it's another Friday night, and I'm like, hey, do you want to come to the game tonight? I just went on a bad date. And she's like, yeah, give me 30 minutes. I'll be right there. She comes out to the ballpark. We end up connecting all evening. One thing leads to another. And, this individual was not content or satisfied at her current, position. And so we talked. And fast forward to now, Alex has been on our team for a couple months now, killing it. Super grateful and stoked to have her on board. And I say all this just in that, if you're intentional with what your feelings are, not only are you saving that other person's time, but you're saving yourself time. And by saving yourself time, sometimes it leads to other good opportunities that maybe wouldn't have happened had you not been intentional in the first place. And so both of those examples both led to good opportunities for both Andrea and for Alex and myself and the team, just simply because I was transparent about how I was feeling and just direct. And so I encourage you, next time that you're in a situation, maybe you don't feel like going and having dinner with someone, or maybe you don't feel like going and having brunch with someone, to just be direct and be like, hey, I'm not feeling this, and I don't think we should do this, and this is why. Because at the end of the day, yes, it sucks for that person, but they're going to have a lot more respect for you by doing that at the end of the day. So anyways, guys, that is the end of this episode. I hope you guys found value. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and peace.